When it comes to first-person games, you got a few different choices. You got first-person shooters, horror games, and even narrative-based games. Or you could call those walking simulators, but that just makes me think of co-op. But today, I want to introduce you to the first-person puncher. Enter Zenoclash, an FPS brawler set in a bizarre punk fantasy world, developed by Ace Team. The game begins in a strange city where the main character Gad and his afro-headed friend Deidre are on the run. They're being pursued by 3 people claiming that Gad has killed his father-mother. The trio of siblings fight Gad, but he mops the floor with them. And so Gad and Deidre must flee from their old lives and set out on an adventure. What follows is a strange journey filled with crazy people, questionable voice acting, and a lot of broken noses. In between fighting and his escape, Gad remembers the training he had with his old master. During these scenes, you learn the ropes of basic combat. You have light punches, strong punches, and block. Blocking hits and attacking blocked enemies drains your stamina meter, which, if depleted, will render you unable to fight efficiently. Sprinting and strong attacks are also reliant on you having enough stamina. You can break an enemy guard with a strong punch, and if you get someone dazed, you can launch them. Get a foe down on the ground, and you can just kick the crap out of him. You'll later learn more advanced combat maneuvers, like dodging, deflecting, and countering, though you'll have access to most of these at the very beginning. I really like the combat for this game. I found launching enemies into each other to be very satisfying, and it's just great to punch someone in the face mid-sentence. Gat and Deidre escape to the forest where Gat trained. He tells about how he lived with a group called the Korowitz, basically crazy people.
Elam needed to be invisible, so he removed the eyes from anything that could see him. Luckily, he never became invisible to me.
Well, can't argue with that logic.
Gabel ate people, and that's just what he had to do.
Eating people, it's just what you do. Once you encounter him, you start a boss battle with him. When fighting heavy enemies, you can only damage them with a blunt weapon. You have to try and maneuver around him so he doesn't block your attack. Afterwards, Gat recounts his return to the city. Now is a good time to talk about the environments and the world of the game. It seems to be set in a primitive, somewhat Stone Age time. Despite this, there are a few contraptions and even guns. The environments range from really out there to wickedly awesome. Seeing this completely alien world was really interesting, so it's a shame the game is gated off and corridor focused. You can't really deviate from the path, but the game does take you to see some cool places. Upon reaching the city, Gat asks a gang leader to help him find Father-Mother. She accepts, as long as you bring a thief back for her. I haven't mentioned it yet, but the voice acting is kinda bad. I also think Deidre's voice actor may be pulling a triple shift.
Gat, I don't know why you did it. Father-Mother's children are already coming.
We'll eat your butter and teeth in your skull!
One Tef stole my best pipes too.
Along with that, it seems like a lot of the characters have a hard time with inflections. But then again, for this world, that might just be normal. You travel the streets and find the thief who is a rejected Pixar nightmare. But look out, he's got a gun. The gunplay in Zenoclash isn't the focus, so there's only 4 guns. You can't solely rely on them, as they take a while to reload. If you get hit while using a weapon, you'll drop it, giving the enemy a chance to steal it. The same goes for you. If you make an enemy drop a weapon, you can use it against them. This makes fights dynamic as you switch from punching to shooting, and change targets to make sure you don't get shot. And who needs to reload when you can just throw your weapon? In terms of designs, I think a lot of the enemies and background characters have a lot of effort put into them. There are tons of weird and somewhat creepy faces you run into. And then some, should I be censoring this? Oh dear, yep, censor it, censor everything. Aside from that, a lot of these strange beings I found to be very memorable. The story mainly consists of Gat and Deidre going from place to place while he tells her about what happened before he killed Father-Mother. Constantly switching from the present to flashbacks makes the story a bit oddly paced. I don't mind the flashbacks, it's just I felt there were way too many of them. Gat finds Father-Mother and attempts to confront them, but they escape. Whoa, Babar is pissed. Back in the present, Deidre and Gat have made it to the desert. Both are hungry, so you go hunting for rabbits. I don't know if I want to hunt the wildlife though, I mean just look at them, they're so majestic. I do like this hunting bit though, it's a nice little distraction from the plot and you could admire the scenery. Ugh, looks like a cross between a rabbit and a shrew. Hey Deidre, I got din. Uh-oh.
I may be blind, but I know I'm aiming at her brain. You have a powerful family, Gat. They offer a handsome reward for your head.
Here is one nutty boss battle. You fight against a blind sniper. He jumps on top of a huge creature and then throws squirrels with bombs tied to them, and then shoots at them. Buddy, I think there's an easier way to go about this. Just shoot Gat. But hey, I'm no bounty hunter, what do I know? Also, I don't think this game likes animals. Despite the craziness, I would totally add this guy to a team of snipers. Sorry if the explosions and gunshots woke you up, Deidre. The two then travel to a dark and menacing place where they find a sleeping man called Golem. He tells them that there is nothing beyond this point. The group leaves together and Golem joins them to set things right in Gat's hometown. Along the way back, they stop at a small house.
That's a really nice pig you have there.
Pig? No, it's not a pig. Or at least not just a pig. This is my son, Gusney. Some months ago, I was surprised too, when I saw my little boy look like a pig.
You know, I want to say it again, but this could just be a normal thing in this world. Maybe this is the backstory for Pigma. Oh dear, crabs, Golem, you want to help? No? You're just gonna play with your Rubik's Cube? Okay then. Eventually Gat tells Deidre that he killed Father Mother because of a secret they had. From this point on, you'll end up revisiting a few areas you've already been to, and refight some old bosses. After this, you make it home to see that Father Mother is still alive. Gat fights them one last time, and Golem reveals its secret. Father Mother was never anyone's mother, and has been kidnapping children from their parents. Golem tells Gat's siblings that he will help them find their families, and the game ends. Zenoclash took me about 4 to 5 hours, not including the extra tower challenge levels that the game offers. I enjoyed my time with Zenoclash. I can't think of a whole lot I can compare it to, and I like that about it. The combat was fun and the setting was intriguing. I'd recommend it, and during sales you can pick it up for about $1. Ace Team has made more games, including a sequel. I'll definitely cover more of their games in the future. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and recommend a weird game in the comments. What do you consider to be an odd game?